What you see behind me is the Bayer Experience Center. What this is a future radiology clinic where we will be able to take a glimpse into what we at Bayer can do to support healthcare providers today and in the future through digital and interconnected solutions across the entire radiology workflow, from patient scheduling to diagnosing, reporting, and even treatment. So as we move away from the exhibition center here today and enter our very first room, you get to see here on the walls and on the pedestals some of the many innovations that Bayer has brought to the field of radiology over the past 100 years. With the world's very first contrast agent for MRI, the world's very first angiographic injectors, all the way to our latest innovations with our Centago injection system, which you see here displayed on the wall, and with our Calantic digital solutions that were launched in 2022. In this clinic, you will be able to follow a patient today. And the patient that you have selected is called Brian Differ. He is a 69-year-old man who presented with chest pain that he developed during a golf match, and his ECG results were normal, and he was referred today for a cardiac CT here at our clinic. As we enter here, the waiting room, the very first room of our clinic, the first thing you see is Brian. Brian, who has just entered, who scans the QR code, and that's it. He can just go and take a seat. And you might wonder, why didn't he need to fill in any paper form or register? Well, that is because he could do it before even coming to the clinic. As he, through the platform here and through a Bayer radiology portal, was able to sign up, to fill in all his records, and even able to upload his medical records. Being able to reach out to the patient earlier digitally has other advantages for the patient and for the clinic, as Brian received some educational material from Bayer online. This educational material allowed him to listen to the sound of a CT scanner, to read more about the procedure that he will undergo today in our clinic, hopefully helping him feel less anxious today when he arrives at the clinic and helping with the procedure. Now, obviously, Brian is not a pediatric patient, but for this very challenging population, we also have some materials here that can be used to show and prepare the patient for the exam. So we see here a smaller version of our MR Experience injection system, a small version here of the Siemens scanner, but also some materials such as stories and coloring books that patients can read and that parents can hopefully use to show their children what they will undergo today here in the procedure. So our patient Brian is ready for the examination, and the radiographer staff comes to pick him up and shows him to the changing cabin. And he receives very clear instructions on how to get prepared, what can he keep, what does he need to remove before going in the CT lab today. But patients are very anxious on this day. And what we hear very often from radiographers is that no matter how hard they try, very often patients are not fully prepared when they exit the changing cabin. Luckily for us, our patient Brian is not totally alone in the changing cabin, as Bayer is here through the screens, reminding him of the instructions that he was given, reminding him of everything he needs to remove, and ensuring that when he exits the room, he is actually prepared for the examination, leading to you saving time and not having to send him back. And you might have noticed that Brian stepped on a scale. And what is so special about this scale is that it captured his weight, and this weight will automatically be transferred to the control room and to the Siemens scanner. Should we take a look? And in here, we see the scanner from our strategic partner Siemens Healthineers that has already received the information from the scale and from the modality work list. We see the weight that was just captured a few moments ago, and the protocol is being optimized and personalized for this patient. We see Brian here and all the information that the radiographer needs right away here in front of the scanner. And already today, with modality worklist integrations and scanner connectivity, the injector can already receive the patient data, such as the patient weight, the age, the size, and everything you need to do ahead of the procedure. With our Centago injection system and with the smart protocol software, you can already today automatically calculate protocols based on different factors, including the weight, the tube voltage, and your desired iodine delivery rate. In the future, our vision would be to even go further into the personalization of the protocol by having the protocol being based on AI algorithm and on all the procedures that have undergone in the past all around the world. There are thousands of people just like Brian who have undergone such procedures. Why don't we learn from them, and why don't we use this information to create the best image quality possible? Now, that's it about control over your protocol, but what about control over your labs? In here, on the right screen, you see our injector management software. So you might have 1, 3, 5, or 20 Bayer injectors at your clinic. And if that's the case, you will be able, with this software, to get control over all your protocols and all your devices from one central point, being able to share these protocols across all the injectors and ensuring that you have the same standard of care across every lab. Not only this, but Bayer also helps you with your data. We help you and your data work for you to give you the insights you need to clear your way and to understand the key performance indicators of your clinic. On this screen, a few examples of some of these KPIs. So you can see, for instance, how much contrast media have you used per patient, how many patients have you had in your clinic, giving you all the information you need for you to learn from it and to be able to act and make data-driven decision-making. We really want to encourage this kind of discussions between radiographers, administrators, and also the radiologist, for them to look at the data and to understand this is how we can improve. Why don't we work together on this? And to have these discussions for procedure personalization. So, as we enter here our CT lab today, we will see our patient, Brian, who enters the room and is shown to the Siemens scanner and to the Bayer Centago injector system. So the radiographer gives him clear instruction on how he needs to lay down here on the bed and about the injection that will undergo in a couple of minutes. Today, Brian is undergoing a cardiac CT here on the Siemens scanner, together with the Medrat Centago injection system and ultravis contrast media, both products from Bayer. With the improved contrast delivery of our injector system, together with the good properties of our ultravis contrast media, especially for challenging examinations like cardiac CT, you can be confident with the products that Bayer delivers. In the future, we want to help you beyond the scan. And we do believe that we can also help you with the storage of what you need to operate your injection system. On the wall, we get to see a small storage solution where you see all of the products that you need to operate the room. And there shouldn't be a need for a radiographer to go into a dark room and to count how many boxes, sometimes realizing that there are fewer boxes than you thought and needing to place an urgent delivery. As we saw over there that you have control over your injector, it should be possible to see how much you have used, how much you have left, and to get some help from Bayer to automatically replenish your shelves and ensure that you always have what you need without losing time placing orders. And some of these packaging here are a little special, as we try to improve our packaging and reduce our carbon footprint. And you see here, for example, our Medrat Centago day set in a packaging which is way smaller than at the moment, as we are trying to really reduce the impact and the weight of these disposables. We see also here a few containers, and I will get back to these later, but these will be very useful both to recycle iodine contrast media and also your Bayer gadolinium-based contrast agents. Of course, making sure that you have the best uptime possible on the injection systems and ensuring that they are always working is extremely crucial. And there, the future is also digital. Our Bayer radiology engineers are 100% dedicated to servicing these devices, and they have been doing so for about 50 years. They have a lot of experience, and with our Bayer virtual care remote support, we can sometimes even detect errors before they happen. And when they do, we also get all the information that we need and the logs to ensure that when we need to come on site and look and maintain the machine, we have all the information we need to fix it in one go. Training is obviously also very important, as you can have a very good machine, but you also need to learn how to use it and how to make the best of it. Bayer's experts all around the world and our clinical specialists want to help you as well there, both on site but also virtually. And we see a few examples here of how this can be done with both augmented reality and virtual reality. We can help you and customers get all the trainings you require to operate the injectors. As a fun fact, this is how I learned how to use the Medra Centago injection system for the first time, before ever even seeing the machine for the first time. We see here the virtual reality, with also the radiographer staff being able to try it out at their own pace without the need to worry about using the injector before even seeing it for the first time. The future is also digital for our trainings. I mentioned a few moments ago that we are trying to reduce the weight of our packaging, but not only that. With our Recontrast program, Bayer can send you such a container, one for your Bayer ultra-vis contrast media and another one for your Gadovis contrast agent. And these containers, what you do with them is you can actually put the rest of the unused contrast agent in there, and when they are full, all you need to do is contact your local Bayer representative, and we will ensure that we can come, pick it up, and recycle it for the iodine and the gadolinium to be used in other applications in the future. All right, so the procedure went really well. The images are already transferred to the PAC system, where they'll be available to see them in the reading room, and the contrast details and the injections were all sent as well to the PACs as a secondary capture. So let's go and take a look at these pictures here in the reading room. And in here, in the reading room, that is where our Calantic digital solutions enter the scene. Calantic is Bayer's platform of AI-curated apps directly available within a universal viewer, directly within your PAC system. And here, on my right, you can see some of the many applications and service lines that are already today available within Calantic, with, for instance, the neuro line, the cardiac line, the prostate, and the breast lines. Right, so the pictures have arrived, and here the radiologist can see them immediately. And Calantic has immediately identified what type of examination it was and routed the pictures and the images to the right algorithm. In here, radiologists get to experience themselves what it could look like and try to get the diagnosis themselves here within the Calantic viewer. We have come to the end of the journey here for Brian, who has just received the good news that his procedure did not show any significant findings. But even when the news might not be so positive, the right treatment always starts with the right diagnosis. And in our WeCare room, you can read about the many initiatives that are already happening today to make this future of radiology a possibility. An example of these being our Radiology Academy, making sure that you can always watch on demand, whenever you want, all the educations and the latest news about the world of radiology for you to have all the knowledge you need. I hope you had a great tour here in our future radiology clinic, and our head of EMEA, Christian, would like to also personally thank you for joining us today. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.